Summer is in full swing and you can definitely feel the heat here in the Paco Arena for the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference. It has been an electrifying run and we are now down to the final game of the second round where the King Crunchers have been unstoppable, riding a perfect record and are eyeing a clean sweep to end their dominant playoffs run. But on the other side of the net, the 3B event masters are ready to spoil the party. Today, they are hungrier than ever to pull off a statement upset and go out with a bang. Fiona Bacan here reporting from the sidelines. Will we see a flawless finish or a shocking twist? Find out only here at the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference.
No fear, no turn. We hustle, we grind, we prove our worth. Under bright lights, we'll shake the earth. Spikers Turf.
As we always say, time flies so fast when you are enjoying. And guess what? We have enjoyed so much in the Spikers Turf that we are now down to the last game of our preliminaries as we come to you live from the Paco Arena in Manila. Criss Cross King Crunchers, as mentioned by Fiona Bacani, are on the verge of sweeping our preliminaries but looking to play. Spoilers are the 3B event masters who already won a set versus the King Crunchers here in our open conference. This is game number 3 for today, and again, our last game before we proceed to the semifinals beginning on the 8th of April. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Anne Remulla Kanda. And yes, Criss Cross would appear as favorites, but 3B already gave us a bit of what they can do against the King Crunchers. Do you think they can do a bit of upsetting here in today's game?
Well, they're one of the two teams that actually snatched a set from the King Crunchers, so we'll see what they have for us today.
Let's take a look at our team standings. Where can we see our two teams?
Well, for the team standings, of course, we know that our top 4 teams have already secured and locked in their positions. Criss Cross still with a flawless record here, unblemished record. 3B Event Masters, unfortunately, already finished their campaign when they lost their game last week. But yun nga sabi natin, they are actually one of the two teams that gave the King Crunchers a set loss.
Flawless as they come, the Criss Cross King Crunchers in their previous game were flawless against volleyball. Never stops. They were very dominant in our categories. But among the 4 categories, and what impressed you the most?
Well, I love numbers and numbers don't lie. Later on, we'll get to see it. But I think one of the things that the King Crunchers really have done well here in this season is how they've lowered down the number of errors they commit in every game. And it's usual that you would see high numbers pagdating sa offense, sa blocking, or in terms of aces. But one of the toughest things for teams to achieve really is yung mabawasan yung errors.
Yes. Look at that. 7 errors in 3 sets. That's an average of 2.3 errors per set. Ganun po kalinis.
Galing mo mag-math.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Ganun po kalinis ang performance ng Criss Cross against DNS. Well, Jaron Rickenton was one of the main guys who performed. Still elite nga, tinatawag natin, in their previous game versus VNS. Had his first start in the conference and did not disappoint.
Well, he has mostly come off the bench, and I think this is what we're looking for in a player. The moment that you're called, the moment that you start, you will deliver the same way. But for the King Crunchers, I think this is something beautiful to see because they really have a deep lineup. And Jared here just really showing us that wala namang nagbago. He may not have started, but he still has that firepower, and it was well-deserved playing time for him.
Now, it's the second time that he reached double figures in our open conference. The first time that he did that was against 3B in the opening round. Now, let's talk about the event Masters in their previous game. Kahit nawala si Carl Berdal, ang kanilang top scorer, kahit pa paano, malapit naman ang kanilang first and third sets versus Cavstars.
You know, it may be a 3-set loss, but I think, you know, when we look at that game, we'll see that it was still a tight match, at least for the first and the third set. And ultimately, I think for this game, while the second set seemed like a walk in the park, no, for the Cavstars, I think it was the end game that really mattered. And, you know, for the 3B event Masters, I think on the receiving front, dun sila medyo nahirapan din, no, in this match against their opponent.
And you know that their reception will be definitely tested today by the Criss Cross King Crunchers. Christian Olaes, though, has been one of the brightest stars for 3B in this conference. Nasabi na sa atin ni Coach RJ Francisco that this is one of the young men who has really impressed him.
Well, he enters today as the league's top blocker. Really good numbers to match that. And he's also the second best scorer among all the middle blockers. And you know, this is really good to see, because usually you'll see outside hitters, opposite hitters really shine. But in this case for Olaes, really quality games that we've seen. Really good numbers as well as we see on our screen. So 43 attacks, 26 blocks.
Well, he did have 10 points and 4 blocks in the previous game versus Cavstars. But to open up the second round of our conference, he had 20 big points and 7 blocks versus VNS. We'd also like to invite you to please tweet or post anything, your pictures, videos, thoughts on social media using the hashtag SpikersTurf2026. Be a part of our game for today. Now we turn you over to our venue announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Paco Arena in the city of Manila for our last preliminary round match in your Spikers Turf 2026 Open Conference, where power meets passion. This is the battle between the Criss Cross King Crunchers and their opponents across the net, the 3B Event Masters. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our two national referees in charge for match number 30. The first referee is Miss Justin Navidad. And the second referee is Mr. Erlindo Eusebio. Let's meet the starters for the Criss Cross King Crunchers. Beginning with their team captain, setter number 9, Abby Villados. Middle blocker number 4, Kim Malabunga. Opposite spiker number 5, Jude Garcia. Middle blocker number 10, Luca Mamone. Outside hitter number 19, Noel Canton. Outside hitter number 25, Alchi Gupiteo. And their starting libero is number 18, Philip Pepito. The head coach of the King Crunchers is Mr. Anusorn Tai Pundit. Presenting the starting lineup of the 3B Event Masters. Beginning with their team captain, middle blocker number 13, Bonge Castel. Outside hitter number 11, Joshua Datu. Opposite spiker number 12, JV Ramos. Center number 14, Aldrey Ferrer. Outside hitter number 17, KD Dainata. Middle blocker number 19, Christian Olaes. And their starting libero is number 23, Jomar Naife. Coaching the event masters for this game is Mr. Jerome Eugenio.
We got some fun switches in the starting units for 3B and Criss Cross, respectively. Chego Biteo will be joined by Luca Mamone in the starting unit for Criss Cross. This will be the third start for Luca in this conference. Kim Malabunga will be making his fourth start as well. The others are usual starters for Coach Tai Bundit. On the other end, for Coach RJ Francisco and the 3B event masters, I want you guys to focus on number 11. He's wearing white as compared to everybody else wearing blue. But why is he there? It's because Joshua Dato will be playing outside hitter for the first time in today's game, and he's starting for the 3B event masters. Normally, a libero. Let's see what he can do as a hitter.
This will be very interesting, but also, again, like what we mentioned, it's actually a non-varying game already for them. So it is a good time also to do some experiments.
Yeah,
You know?
we'll take it. That's for us, building storylines. Ito yung mga gusto natin. Yung onting pakulo.
But a lot of them also have that experience because a lot of these players, these liberos, are converted.
Yes.
So, kayang-kayang makipagsabayan yan.
The setter of Criss Cross just gave us a service error though. That's Adi Villados. Villados used to be teammates with Mr. Datu in Arellano in their championship team. Kasama nila si Carl Berdal in that team. Berdal again will not be a part of this game as he has focused on his OJT. Kim Malabunga focused on men's volleyball. Back in the starting unit, back to scoring.
Well, we know for the King Crunchers, the way Coach Tai is such a perfectionist.
He will not like that.
He will not like that, yes.
But, to your point, Anne, he is a perfectionist, and it has actually reflected on the play of the King Crunchers, lessening their errors. They average 4 errors per set this conference. That's very clean.
Really good. It shows really good discipline from the players. Because again, like what we said, it's easy to rack up those numbers in terms of offense, service aces, and the like. But there are a lot of things that are happening inside, diba? Now, wala na sa control mo, but you still have to try. And the errors is something that we always point out. So the fact that they're able to really minimize it speaks a lot about how mature this team is.
Wow, it's a nice block by Mamone. Definitely clean on that one. The timing by Luca. About the errors, I'd like to add personally, I love it. I love seeing this type of accountability for Criss Cross because yes, you already know about their star power. But this is one way for them to be on their toes each and every day as they train and play with Criss Cross.
Ooh.
Wow. Great save though by 3B. Chance ball given up for Criss Cross. Captain! That's a monster block.
Again, the Event Masters, they're one of the 2 teams that managed to win a set against the King Crunchers. May not be a win in terms of like blemishing the record of the King Crunchers, but at least that's 1 foot in.
Oh yeah, and the only other team able to do that was Savoch.
Yeah. But King Crunchers, just
Ayaw
very
na nila
fluid.
maulit yun eh.
Ayaw na nila maulit. I think also, no, you end this preliminaries, you want to be able to do that also on a high note. Syempre,
Yes.
they're aiming for a win, but they're also looking at a clean and strong game. Though the semis will not start or will not commence until April 8th.
Yes.
I think you need a good game today.
They're going to be taking on Alpha Insurance, Cab Stars, and also Savoch. This is the last game for Vince Ramos and the rest of 3B. Let's see if they can win a set. Let's focus on that first versus Criss Cross. 5-4, nice dig. And here's Datu. Diretso sa antena.
I like the communication. O pinag-uusapan nila, sobra ba yung set? Anong gusto mong set? And he's saying, okay lang.
Parang ano eh, no? Ito yung tipong game na makikinig talaga sila kay Datu eh. Siya yung experiment for today eh. Give him what he wants. Eto na. Oh, he gets the point. Change of pace midair, able to get the better of the defense of Mr. Sumanggit here.
Look at that.
Flick of the wrist. No point for Luca. Debo. Ramos scoring off the blockers.
You know, just imagine this rotation for the event masters. It's like having, it's literally having two liberos in the back row. So it's going to be solid floor defense.
6-all. Off the nice reception, it's Che Gupiteo who sends the ball near Andre Mulyacanda. That's not gettable anymore. Che Gupiteo, you mentioned yung mga players na nag-transition, no? Si Che, dating libero yan. Dating center din yan, nagka-growth spurt. Ayun, naging spiker.
Pwede, di ba? A lot of well-rounded athletes that can transition from different positions.
7-all. Here's the long-time middle blocker, Bonge Castel. It's put up by Campton. Back to Che. Wow, what a block. That's the guy we talked about, Christian Olais.
Blocking has been on point for the event masters.
Guess what, folks? 3B will lead us to the first technical timeout due to that monster block. What a rejection by Christian Olais.
Coming to you live from the Paco Arena, this is the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference, where for the 3B Event Masters, this final game isn't just about the scoreboard, it's all about heart. Now, they came into this conference as underdogs, but proved that they could stand tall, becoming one of only 2 teams to take a set off the defending champs, and they did it their way. Disciplined, connected, and fearless. Alam namin na Criss Cross yan, kaya masaya kami na nakakuha kami ng isang set, sabi nga nila. But it wasn't luck. It was trust in their training, in minimizing errors, and them playing for each other. So today, with nothing to lose, they step onto the court one last time this conference, determined to fight, to stay close, and maybe even steal another moment, because win or lose, they want to leave a legacy. No regrets, no frowns, just pride, growth, and a team that gave everything until the very last point. Back to you, Migs and Anne.
Well, it seems like they're playing like it. So far in this game, 8-all, and they did lead us to the first technical timeout before the Bonge Castel service error. Now it's an attack error by KD Dainata.
These errors are actually causing them to lose out on the points. Sayang, ano, because they get one in, pero makikita natin yung service error nandyan, attack error also.
As much as we've talked about how clean Criss Cross has been in the past couple of games, as Jude Garcia scores to the right pin, itong 3B naman, baliktad ang kwento. They're coming off of the most errors that they have committed. All conference long. That was 22 errors divided in 3 sets. So 7.3 yon, no? Tingnan natin kung may babago nila ang kwento na yan for today. That's a good answer. The D-ball play for Vince Ramos.
Well, reception was also an issue in that last game.
Oh yeah, 7 aces
7 aces.
for Cab Stars. 10-9 Criss Cross. Garcia. Nice. Nasabayan ni KD Dainata yung hang time ni Jude.
That's 3 block points already for the event masters here in this set. And I think that's huge help, ano? If you have good net defense, yung floor defense, yung likod, no, mas maluwag, mas madali for them also.
That must feel good for Dainata. Able to block Jude Garcia. Oh, Cupiteo says, it will not happen to me.
his thought bubble siguro. Block this.
Oo.
Look at how fast that ball landed. Only a single block.
Down the line hammer for Che Cupiteo. Lead back with Criss Cross. Ramos rising up in scoring.
The Event Masters keeping in pace with Criss Cross here in this set. And that last meeting they had, it was actually the first set that the Event Masters won.
Yes. So this is Jude Garcia. Overpowered that ball there. Sending it long, and the lead is back with 3B. Dainata now serving. Dainata has been the most consistent starter, by the way. The only one who started all games for 3B in this conference. Malabunga gets a point from the middle.
Very close start for both these teams.
Here's Kim. A dozen for each squad. One-handed set. Great timing by Mamone. Back set onto Ramos. Datu sends it through. Net touch by Jude.
Well, this set we're seeing quite a number of errors from the King Crunchers.
Nabati ba?
Oo, parang nabate, no? Including this violation. Unofficially, I think about 4.
Wow, ang dami na nun. That's
Oo.
already their average per set in the conference. And we're only halfway through set 1. Wow, that was clean. What a down-the-line hit by Jude Garcia.
Bawi agad after the previous point given up. Look at that.
What an instrument Jude Garcia is. Mapa-open man yan, mapa-opposite. Sabi nila, this conference, bumagay talaga siya on the opposite side. And in the same way, it helps him out because he doesn't have to think about the floor defense as much compared to being an OH. Datu sent the ball outside ng unang tawag, but they're challenging this. Ball in, ball out.
There could have been a slight touch at the white line. And I think it is very important, no? Because here in this set, dikitan sila, no? You take 1 point, 2 points. Wala pa talaga. No one has really pulled away. And it would matter a lot for the Event Masters if this challenge goes in their favor.
See them playing with smiles on their faces, enjoying the moment, just as Fiona reported a while ago. We're glad to have some of these familiar faces back in the Spikers turf, actually. Including that man, Bonge Castel. Parang ano na eh, no? Parang veteran na talaga
I think
siya.
it's really the experience and the leadership that he brings to the table.
Don't get us wrong though, he's only in his early 30s.
Relatively, I mean, sa mga kasama niya,
Oo,
diba?
siya na yung veterano dyan. He's the second eldest in his team.
Kailangan i-clarify.
Oo. And he pointed out to me, no, mas matanda pa rin si Rex Intal sa akin.
Naglaga ng age eh.
That's out for Mr. Datu. Medyo malayo yun for Joshua.
Really far. They took their chance. I guess it's because gusto nilang mag-tie muna, no? Sa King Crunchers.
14-13, Jude Garcia. Error again.
Oh, Coach Tai will not like it.
Oh, they did tell me that Coach Tai is not the type to, you know, be so animated negatively during the games. Pero ang alam ng Criss Cross, ayaw naman nila magkatuloy-tuloy yung ganitong klaseng performance kasi magre-reflect yan sa next training nila.
For sure.
Oo.
I can just imagine. But, you know, it's good here, no, sa King Crunchers. Again, we talked about this in the pregame. Ang lalim ng kanilang lineup. I mean, there's so many permutations you can actually do. A lot of good players still right there on the bench.
And even more wearing street clothes today.
Oh, yeah.
Castel reaching for it. Diego Piteo down the line. Just a great reach for the proud product of Coronadal City. Now we have our second technical timeout. Criss Cross up by 2. 16-14.
Spiking, Jude Garcia. Receiving, Pepito. Digging, Menard Guerrero. Blocking, Kim Malabunga. Service, Lloyd Osapat. Setting, me and Echo Adahar and also Jewel Asia. This is my perfect Spikers Turf player.
Kala nyo, patawa-tawa lang yung si Adi Villados. Si Lloyd Osapat po nagbigay sa atin ng bronze medal ng Southeast Asian Games with his service ace. Okay, just a reminder, UAP Season 88 Volleyball is also in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Filipinas Live app. Also available on the UAP Varsity channel and One Sports, because legends start here. This is where power meets passion. The Spikers Turf Open Conference will also have its semifinals coming April 8. Babalik po tayo sa ating Wednesday, Friday, Sunday schedule as 3B gets called for 4 touches. It's now 17-14, which is now relatively a big lead in this game.
This is already the biggest lead, I think, earlier. Mga 2 points lang.
Nico Almendras now in. Red play. No good. Good defense by Jude Garcia. Gupiteo met at the net by DOG, Bonge Castel. 4-time champion with Coach Sammy Akailar. Bonge asking for something.
I think clarifying if they have
The
the
right
right server.
server. Tama yan.
Walang bayad kasi magtanong.
Tama.
It's better than because of all the switching that's happening.
Kesa naman matawagan ka ng wrong server or rotation error as Luca Mamone gets activated at the middle. Mamone, glad to see him finally in the Spikers turf. Took him 2 conferences and just waiting for his eligibility. When he became eligible, he was training with Alas Pilipinas. So he wasn't able to join Criss Cross in the Invitational Tournament. But he is available now. Mas pinalalim pa middle blocker rotation ng Criss Cross. Speaking of middle blockers, almost a point there for Malabunga. Now a chance ball, but Malabunga is called for a violation. A net fault?
Net fault. There was movement at the net. I think when he was on his way down.
So you
There you go.
the focus was on his right hand to get to the ball, but the left hand touched the net. 18-16 to the open. Diego Piteo gets another point. Che has reached double figures in 8 out of their 9 total games before this one. In that lone game, which he did not reach double figures, he did not start. Ibang lineup talaga nakita natin. Thus, Jared Rickinton was able to shine as Gupiteo loses that battle at the net. Ferrer getting the better.
I think even if the event masters aren't the tallest team, no, you can see the disparity actually now on the floor. They are doing very well at the net, blocking, and even that joust that we just saw.
Timing lang talaga. But on that sequence, height was might for Kim Malabunga. Oh, we have a timeout. Before we proceed, it is 17-20.
Guys, pasa muna tayo. Then kanina, frontline yung setter. Tulong ka sa quicker.
Apo, tulong ako po.
Hindi yung kanina. Yung na-bounce ko lang. Yung na-bounce ko lang. Bilang naman. Reset lang. Balik tayo. Go.
Tara. Dalawa
Tatlo lang. 3B.
17-20. Criss Cross has only allowed 20 points to their opponents in 9 out of their 29 total sets in
No
this
biggie.
conference. No biggie.
No biggie.
No biggie.
You know, that's why also, ano, I mean, they have this flawless record so far. They've been one of the more consistent teams that we've seen here in this conference.
Can they do it again? Ramos.
Oh.
Punched back by Jude Garcia. Ramos again. And he will score off the block.
That's exactly what they need to do. Challenge the blockers on the other side. Dalawa lang yan. You trust that there's coverage behind you, or you aim for that angle to force the ball to go out.
Exactly the case for JV Ramos. Garcia, pinabawi agad. I'll be honest, sometimes it still looks weird to me just watching Jude Garcia from the right pin. I'm so used to him at the left pin. Nonetheless, he's still able to deliver.
I think he's also enjoying that position.
Yeah. Datu, blocked, covered by Dainata. Tough back set by Ferrer. And it works for JV. Just able to get it off the hand of Luca Mamone.
Event Masters doing a good job. Yung laban nandyan, you know, you see the effort really to score those points.
19-21. That was a very high toss from Christian Olaves. Minsan makikita mo na rin sa toss pa lang.
And sila, alam na rin nila yun eh. Pag alanganin at hahabulin nila.
More often than not, it will go to the net. Double sub. What a double sub. National team player, Eko Adahar, and Jaron Requinton, who, again, top scored for them with 16 in their previous game.
So much star power for the King Crunchers.
Castel just dropping that ball in front of Sumanggid, and 3B reaches 20 points. Still possible for them to get a set again versus Criss Cross. Can they outscore them? That's not going to help. Service error by JV Ramos.
They have committed quite a number of service errors on the side of Event Masters. I think 5 unofficially.
Unofficially.
Somewhere around 5 here in this set.
Service errors lang yun,
No, service errors. And later we'll check in the stats once we have the official numbers.
Datu scoring against Mamone. And if you would have our angle watching it live, you can see the height disparity.
Oh, yeah.
But the heart is there for 3B.
And, you know, like what we said, they have been fighting. Even right there at the net. Ang dami nilang block points here in the first set.
There, 1-2. Oh, no more save for Pitts Pepito. It's 22-23.
The Event Masters have gone a lot with these drop shots, soft spikes, and it has worked for them.
Now a chance to tie. Almendra's first ball. It's Gupiteo, a bit far from the net, and he sends it long. We're tied, folks, 23 all. Let's hear from the King Crunchers.
Power, huh? Get this water. Wala, watch now.
Pag nawala ng pasa, adjust lang.
Go, ulit. Hey, Criss Cross.
Dalawa lang.
It's a virtual race to 2. Criss Cross has only been in 2 extended sets in this conference, both of them reaching 29-27. 3B, masanay sila. Although just by 1 game. 2 of them going against BNS. Can they repeat what they did, winning set 1 versus Criss Cross in round number 1?
Well, they will be on the defensive end after this serve.
Cupiteo, cross, defended well. Dainata denied. Great coverage by Dato. But the counter was quick enough for the King Crunchers to earn the point. Now we have a timeout for 3B off of display. There's the denial. Good recovery. But Cupiteo says, hindi ko na babain pa. Diretso na sa kabila.
Ganito, pero siya yung size dito. Okay. Bigyan natin ng magandang pasa si Alday. Si Alday na bahala mag-set. Okay?
Tulong ha, tulong.
Tapos,
Set, basta tiwala.
tulong sa pasa ha. Gago na, tsaka zone 1 lang naman siya eh. Kuhin natin yan.
They're still playing with joy, which we love to see. 23-24. This is going to be a big-time serve and reception with Mamone starting to play for us.
Well, you don't see them looking tight and pressured. We're talking about the event masters.
Oh, a miscue off of the nice receive. And a good chance to counter. Requinton is denied. The bump by Luca. Tough hit there, but Che Cupiteo still scores. And what a talent Cupiteo is.
Such a solid attacker. I mean, he had to adjust with that set. Still managed to get that point.
And he deserved that celebration. Che Cupiteo, once again, top scoring for Criss Cross. And they will avoid the upset in set number 1 versus 3B. Set 1 was tight, yes, 25-23. 3B, we gotta give them their respect for being able to go toe-to-toe with Criss Cross, but by the end, it was Che Cupiteo giving out the closing moments for the King Crunchers.
Well, it was pretty good for the event masters. I mean, we did say how they didn't allow the King Crunchers to take on such a big lead. I think at most that we've seen before the end of that set, 2 to 3 point points lead from the King Crunchers. They also did very well manning the net. But again, ultimately for the King Crunchers, the firepower really on the offensive side just worked for them, and they did score those last 2 points, even with those adjustments that were necessary. I think for the event masters, it is good though to see them despite losing that first set. You see in their body language, they still seem to enjoy the game a lot, as you know, the numbers here really also good if they will look back. I mean, yes, they only scored 10 attack points. Criss Cross has 14, but amazing 4 block points in that last set. I mean, King Crunchers could have scored more on attacks, but they defended the net so well.
Again, with the height disparity, That's why we're very impressed.
Oh, I mean, we're not exaggerating, but if you are looking at the lineup right now, those on the floor, you'll really see that it's the King Crunchers that has the height advantage.
Yes. I mean, Che Gupiteo himself looks like a middle blocker.
Oh, yeah.
Diba?
Pwede pang pang gitna. Yung isang bagay that we didn't mention in the stats earlier, yung errors, because we were talking about how clean the games have been for the King Crunchers. Parang nabati natin.
Kaya,
Kasi
sorry,
ngayon,
Coach Tai, sorry.
Oh, naging 9.
Kaya nga.
So dapat wala na silang error sa second tsaka third set.
Oo nga.
To still meet that, to be close with their average.
Let's see if they can do better. Gupiteo, ooh, that's an error to start set number 2. But it was tight. The set was tight for Che.
Going towards the net.
First point belonging to 3B. Archidacles starting set 2. Again, they don't have Carl Berdal anymore. He was focused on his OJT. Gupiteo getting revenge.
I love how quick they are. Yung pagbawi, I mean, you commit an error, you commit a mistake, but they're given the opportunity to bounce back right away.
Nice pass by Datu, but the set was tight for Dainata. And here's Jude. Cross, RG Dacles keeping it alive. Ola is sending it through. Now it's Nico Almendras. Cross court. That's the thing with Nico Almendras. It's not always just power with him. Hindi mo lang kung gaano kalakas, but his efficiency is really impressive.
Oh yeah, that also was probably one of the longer rallies that we've seen here in this game. And he just had to find the way, Paano ba tatapusin tong rally na to?
Sabi ni Christian Elias, ayoko na mag-rally. Let's get this next point quickly.
They haven't gone much in the middle.
You did mention in the pregame, though, that Olaes is one of the top scoring middle blockers in the league. Let's see if they can activate him more. There you go. That one going wide. Olaes, some of you might recognize him when he played for VNS. In fact, his best game in this conference came against VNS. At 20 points and 7 blocks.
Could also be because of the familiarity.
Pwede.
Familiarity with how they play.
It's a system kind of thing. Ramos scores from the right pin. 3-all.
Already with 7 points in this match.
Ramos also has been in and out of the lineup for 3B, but he's had some outstanding games. In round number 2, 3 times scoring double figures, including 21 versus VNS. That's out for Elias. Now we have former MVP Jude Garcia. 4-3. Na-target yung coach ng 3B. Pag umilag yung coach ng kalaban mo, malamang out na yan.
Out na.
4-all. This is the former UST player na mention sa atin ni Yossi Oson. Ramos played for Team B of UST. Wow, nice dig. T-ball.
Ooh, almost.
Almendras playing it patiently, and it's Popoy Colinares scoring.
Love that play. That's how you want things to be. Make it unpredictable. He was almost looking like gusto niyang umatake. Suddenly set that up. Really great connection with his attacker.
It's Datu. Off the blocker again. And he struts it off. Joshua Datu.
And he seems to be really loving this change. Slaying his stint as an outside hitter.
Oh, nice block. Only worked once. Jude Garcia scoring on the next try. Sakit kaya yun? Kamay ni KD Dino.
Sanay na siguro sila.
Sanay na
Pero
yung
pag
mga
sa
yan.
akin yun, oo, masakit.
Don't get us wrong though. People get injured because
Oh,
of
yeah.
blocking. Lloyd Osafat is injured right now.
My finger is still injured right now.
You know, you have the same injury as Lloyd. Yung finger rin na yan, the ring finger.
Ganyan talaga kaming mga athletes.
Yes. Get well soon, Mr. Josafat. He's gonna miss the conference, by the way. Unable to return. But we'll hope for a speedy recovery.
Oh, yeah.
Joust. It's gonna be won by Adi Villados. Ano mo nasayangan ako kay Lloyd this conference? Because he's playing very well. The best din siya nag-double figures. His last game, he had 9 blocks. 19 points versus Savage in round 2.
And you know, I think ito yung mga talagang manghihinayang ka, but again, hopefully recovery is quick. Ang maganda, and I think ang advantage talaga ng King Crunchers is that they have so much players to rotate.
Yes. That's Chego Piteo able to score and giving us the first technical timeout of set 2.
The volleyball action continues here in the heart of Manila for the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference, where despite a flawless win record, Criss Cross remains grounded after dropping 2 sets to 2 different teams, lessons that they carry forward with purpose. Sabi nga nila, hindi basihan ang perfect record. Gusto lang namin maglaro ng maayos. They told me that the team's strength lies in a shared hunger to work, every practice reflecting exactly what Coach Ty demands in games. Still, they admit moments of lapse. Masyado kami nag-relax sa mga oras na yon, sabi nila, but when it mattered most, their mindset shifted. The fire returned, the discipline followed, and in true Criss Cross passion, they refused to fold. Because for the team, it's never just about staying unbeaten. It's about proving every set that their heart and mentality can carry them through any challenge. Back to you, Migs and Ann.
You know, sometimes when we talk about how Criss Cross values its training sessions, it could be understatements. Kasi mahirap po talaga ang training ni Coach Ty. Umabot sa punto na narinig ko from Adi Villados. Isang sa mga first training sessions niya. Afterwards, nilagnat po siya. Ganun siya nabigla at napagod sa quality of training ng Criss Cross. Obviously, it's worth it. Look at where he is now.
May umiiyak kaya?
I haven't gotten a story like that. Maybe Fiona has.
No, but I think it really pushes you to the limit.
Yeah.
Lalo na yung mga, kung first time mo nga talagang mabibigla yung katawan mo.
It is 9-8. Garcia is able to send it through. Oh! Laps there. The split second. Good thing. On the other end, it wasn't the best of setups for Kim Malabunga and was denied immediately by Christian Elias.
Already with 2 block points.
Just like set 1, it's tight. 9-all. Off the nice pass by Pepito. It's Nico Almendras getting the point. Lead back with Criss Cross. Here's Kim Malabunga. Safely in. Still not the best reception. And that's going to be an ace, right?
Yeah, it will be tagged as an ace, I think.
See, that's where it becomes tricky. Will it be an attack error? Either way, it's a point for Criss Cross. Ganda ng tunog ng bola doon. JB Ramos off the block. Freebie getting the better versus the net defense of Criss Cross in this game. Event Masters still have more blocks compared to the King Crunchers. Garcia off the rebound. Datu, tight. Oh, monster block alert. Jude Garcia.
Second block point for King Crunchers.
Beautiful by Jude Garcia. Just perfect. Jaron Requinton is back in. Last year, he was the breakout star of Criss Cross in 2025 after spending so many years in beach volleyball. And that's a beautiful combination play. Was that the first time we've seen it?
We haven't seen a lot of activation in the middle, actually. That was a good combination. They've been mostly going to their outside hitters. A few sets in the middle. But these are the wasted points. After you earn a point, you commit that service error.
They had 10 errors in set 1. To your count, half of them were from service errors.
They had 4 errors in the previous set. Now they have 3 errors here in set number 2.
Wow, that's fast. We're only at 13-11. RG goes to the slide and blocked by Gupiteo.
Wow, Gupiteo not only efficient when it comes to attacking. He's at 60% attack efficiency right now. Look at that block.
Always a great feeling when it's a single block. D-ball. Returned. Datu, this is a chance. Adi chooses the middle. Great save by the libero of 3B. Down the line hit for Datu. Counter coming from the open. Wow, down the line, Che Gupiteo.
Wow.
Looks to be his game, man.
Look at that. So much power he puts into his attacks.
15-11. One away from a technical timeout if Criss Cross gets it. Chance ball. A lot of time. Adi back to Popoy. And there's point number 16. King Crunchers will lead by 5.
Sa simple na patuya-tuya, nagpapapansin sa'yo. Umabot sa palitan ng mga mensahe, pinakilig ako. Tibok by Earl Agustin. Gusta kain na, hello magandang umaga. Minot ka, pahinga, huwag kang masyadong magpupuyat pa.
UAP Season 88 Volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on the UAP Varsity channel and One Sports because legends start here. We're already at the second round of UAP Volleyball. Sa PBL, nagsimula na rin ang ating post-preliminaries. We will be starting the semis of the Spikers Turf on April 8th. So stay tuned for that. This is our last game of the prelims. Melania's activated at the middle by Archie Dacles.
Such a great season. Ang daming volleyball action na nangyayari. So many games we can watch.
Ito yung tinatawag nating peak season during the year. Sulitin na po natin.
Oh, yan. Sinusulit ang opportunity.
And speaking of opportunity for Che Gupiteo, what a beautiful story because he spent 4 years playing beach volleyball for UST. And then he just didn't give up on the dream of being able to return to indoor. So, tried out, eventually had a chance and shined in the UAAP. Got scouted by Criss Cross. Ito na siya ngayon. Kaya minsan talaga dapat pinaglalaban mo rin ang gusto mo. Because good things might happen. 18-12.
Babawon sila, RP, di ba? Sino, nasa likod ka ba? Ikaw na pumantay doon. Ikaw, diagonal ka. Kailangan natin ng floor defense ngayon. Tapos pasa tayo.
Lahat ng paulat ng depensa dito, siksikin nyo na lang.
Guys, may pasa tayo eh. May pasa tayo. Kailangan natin floor defense. Okay?
Siksikin mo na dito yung zone para masabi. So, tara, 3B! Master!
Lead ballooning to 6 points. There's Rex Intal. I don't want to talk about his age anymore.
Sabihin ko pa naman sana. Yun yung sinasabi kanina, diba? Mas matanda pa rin siya.
Actually, ang context pa nga nila nun sa akin, di ba pinakamatanda sa buong Spikers Turf ay si Rex Intal?
Buong talaga eh.
Again, that only reflects on the great conditioning of Rex Intal. 13-18. Ito ngayon, si Kim Melanias. Nice pass. Slide! And it works for Malabunga who had to reach for it.
And that set seemed too high for him. Pero, again, kailangan gawa ng paraan. Did just right. This is the biggest lead that the King Crunchers has enjoyed, at least compared to set number 1. Ano?
Gupiteo scoring off the blocker.
Gupiteo already 14 points in this game, and he has the highest efficiency actually in terms of attacking, 67%.
What answers can 3B provide against him? Villados, same guy. Why not?
He's trouble. Alam mo yun, pagka binigay na sa kanya, it will be trouble. Defense has to work double time for the event masters, both at the net and on the floor.
So 21-13. D-ball. Almost a block point for Chet. Now it's Jaron tight. Push on to zone 5. That went wide. Net fault against Jaron. Oh, tough set for Adi. But it's all worth it as Requinton scores with a cross-court hit.
Look at that. It was a tough pass also. Patikin na sa nets.
Kita mo talaga yung effort ni Adi Villados na umiwas sa net. 22-13. Good save by Sumang. Jaron, better look. That's too easy.
It's been a challenging second set, a more challenging one for the event masters. This is where you see their defense is really being put to a test. Nahirapan sila, no? Wala silang ma-pick up, no? They're unable to dig up those attacks coming from the King Crunchers.
Great recognition by Almendras to keep it alive. Requinton. So it hit the antenna off of Jaron.
Well, they are enjoying this 8-point lead, and they will be on the receiving end. Chance to attack.
That's a nice back row. Almendras, Pepito, and Gupiteo, all capable receivers. Thus, the nice pass and the activation of Kim Malabunga.
Bigat nung palo eh. You know, if you really see it live and hear the sound of yung contact ng kamay dun sa bola.
Kaya po nagsusorry ang mga players natin. That's going to go wide for JV Ramos. And it's going to be a quick set number 2. Much like what happened in round number 1 between Criss Cross and 3B. The tally is 25-15.
Welcome back to the 2026 Spikers Surf Open Conference, where we are currently here with 3B Event Masters Team Manager, Benjon Benamer. Sir, it's your last game. Ang ganda ng pinapakita ng team. Kanina talagang dikit na dikit sila. Ngayon naman, ano sa tingin niyo ang pinangahawakan natin in your final game for Spikers Surf?
Yes, actually, it's a non-bearing game. But I try to talk with my team, especially the first 6 players. O kaya kung sino yung nasa loob ng team na save the best for last. Kumbaga, kindly show who you are as a valuable player. So wag naman yung forget non-bearing na talagang wala na.
And this definitely won't be the last that we'll be seeing of 3B. Now, moving forward into the next conference, what lessons ang madadala natin from this season into the next?
Yes, actually, we're planning to come up again another tryouts for upcoming season. And we do hope we can scout more players, active players, and especially yung talaga maasahan namin. And ayun, we're looking forward for another 3B Event Masters. Kumbaga big comeback sa next season.
Yeah, and so definitely a lot of exciting things in store for our Event Masters in the upcoming conference. But for now, that's all from us. Over here, back to you, Migs and Ann.
Thank you so much, Fiona. And yes, we are looking forward to 3B continuing to grow in the Spikers Turf. Look at that, Joshua Dato with his moment as an outside spiker.
I was saying kanina, parang he was slaying the transition to spiker position. Seemed to be enjoying it. But, you know, in set number 2, I think the Event Masters started off okay. But they weren't able to sustain it tail end. Also because the King Crunchers just really picked up the pace, and we can see it here in the numbers. Pagdating sa opensa, they really dominated that front, especially Che Gupiteo. Na towards the end, made sure na lahat ng opensang babalik sa kabila, hindi na madidepensahan. And the blocking was also present for the King Crunchers in that last set. I think one of the things that we did point out in set number 1 was how the King Crunchers had quite a number of errors. But about 9. Ngayon, bumaba at 5. Still above the average that we are looking at, but this is definitely an improvement from the previous set. And looking at them now, they seem to be all smiles.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they're trying to say to Coach Tai Bundit. Okay, we have another announcement. The 2026 MPTC Tour of Luzon is back. Bigger, bolder, and tougher than ever. Local and international cyclists face a grueling 14-stage battle across 13 provinces and 5 regions. A 1,800-kilometer test of endurance, speed, and strategy. So do not miss a single moment. Catch all the action live on the Pilipinas Live app, also on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Alam kong busy ang maraming tao sa mga fun run, pero andito rin ang mga cyclists natin. At matindi to, no? Wow, 13 provinces and 5 regions. Do not miss out on that, and do not miss out as well on our Spikers Turf semifinals, which will start on April 8th in the Phil Oil Arena. The first game will be Cab Stars versus Alpha, beginning at 3 p.m., which means it's Criss Cross versus Savage to begin the semis at 5 p.m. on April 8th.
Exciting.
Exciting. Pero sa ngayon, nandito pa tayo sa Criss Cross versus 3B Event Masters, trying to play spoilers. Criss Cross looking to end with as much momentum as they can build. Kahit na may Holy Week break tayo, gusto mo, maganda pa rin yung maalala mo from your last preliminary game. This is Migs Gomez, by the way, alongside Andre Mulyakanda and Fiona Bacani. Set 3 underway in the Paco Arena. Set was low for Elias.
Elias only with 3 points in today's match. Actually, ang layo, ano? For the Event Masters, they have Ramos with 10 points. The next few players will be Elias and Datu, both with 3. Castel and Dainata with 2.
On the other end,
King Crunchers, hindi na tayo magugulat, ano? Check Gupiteo with 14 points. You have Garcia with 6. Malabunga with 4, Colinares with 3, and Almendras with 2.
you know, it's not necessarily, paano ba? We wouldn't say it's by choice by Adi to just, or by need by Adi Villados to go to Gupiteo. But then again, his efficiency has been through the roof, right?
Oh yeah, but I think also it is because most of the sets really, especially pag hindi eksakto, hindi mo kayang iset sa gitna, you will really give to your outside hitters.
Okay. So kinailangan din talaga.
Kinakailangan din talaga. And we have seen Gupiteo also adjust to some of the sets given to him na hindi naman talaga rin eksakto pero ginagawa niya ng paraan.
Yeah. So credit to Che Gupiteo. It's now 3-1. JV Ramos denied. Good coverage by Naife. Back row, Datu off speed there. Good read by Sumang. It's just returned for a chance. Great save by Jaron Requinton. Gupiteo! No! Mukhang nasilaw. Silawan siya. He keeps on looking at the light.
I think he was telling Coach Tai, ang hirap. Hindi ko makita.
Have you ever had that type of experience?
Yeah, because sometimes, you know, when you look up, the ball is really very high. In the case of some of the venues, talaga may ilaw sa ibabaw. So it will be tough. That's why in games also, right, pag may mga flash yung
pinagbabawal
discourage. Yeah, hindi siya pwede. Distracts the players. Oh!
Speaking of distraction, don't know what distracted 3B there, but it's going to be an ace for Luca Mamone. Noel Campton loving it from the bench. Luca thriving as a middle blocker. At some point, he was used as an opposite in this conference. This is Gupiteo continuing with his scoring prowess. Now I'm starting to feel promise for Che Gupiteo in the context of the national team. Kasi matangkad din naman si Che. You can see his skill now as he almost scored.
And height-wise, consistency also something that we're seeing.
He has played for the national team before, but for beach volleyball. Nakampay niya si Krung Arbasto, na assistant coach na ngayon. Point for 3B, making it 3-6. This is Christian Olaes. There's that long toss again. It goes through. Down the line for Jaron.
Well distributed sets for the King Crunchers.
That will make me look at the stats of Adi Villanos all conference long.
Ooh, solid.
Criss Cross, all smiles off of that denial, and they lead us to the first technical timeout, 8-3.
Still coming to you live from the Paco Arena, this is the 2026 Spikers Surf Open Conference, where on his final game, veteran Bonch Castel didn't talk about wins or losses. He talked about legacy. He reminded everyone that volleyball is meant to be enjoyed. He urges younger players to embrace both victory and defeat with grace. Because for Bonch, the game has always been more than competition. Since starting at just 16 years old, volleyball has been a constant in his life, something he keeps coming back to out of pure love. And now that love has turned into a mission to guide the next generation. Now he, alongside the other team veterans, want to instill wisdom. To the younger players, his message is simple but powerful. Love the sport, work hard, and never rush greatness. Because in volleyball, as in life, nothing worth having comes easy, and dreams, no matter how big, are always free to chase. Back to you, Migs and Ann.
Spoken like a true veteran, Mr. Bonch Castel. So 16 years na siyang nagbo-volleyball.
But he's not the oldest.
Oo.
Let me say that again.
Isa-shoutout na ba natin? Si Ginoong Israel Encina. Yun po, ang eldest ng 3B. Si Bonch Castel po ay 32 years old. So okay pa yan. Okay pa yan.
Meanwhile, Almendras.
It's 9-4. Nice block by Popoy Colinares. That's Datu. Try to swipe it off of a blocker. He won't get the point. It's a net fault against Joshua. Nafe-feel mo ba yung adjustment ni Joshua Datu?
I think so. I think he is enjoying the position. But it's also very different, di ba?
Yeah.
Kapag in the game na rin talaga. Because there are a lot of pressure moments. And again, as an outside hitter, hindi lahat ng set perfect. Pero yon, perfect.
Yeah, and what a read by Guadalupe. He did it with a smile. Kita nyo, yun, no? Bukas na bukas. Almendras tic-tac-toe off the nice reception.
King Crunchers very quick to recover.
It's one of my favorite things to see in volleyball. Yung ikaw yung tatanggap. Maganda yung paso mo. Maganda yung buwelo mo. Diretso sa atake.
Another try.
Nico. Sharp cross.
That was a very clean shot. Hindi na nakagalaw yung depensa. Now look at that. Right there at the line.
Malayo sa blocker. Short serve by Colinares.
Ooh.
And the miss set by Valdelovar. We have a timeout for 3B.
Oy, lapit mo na natin yung score. Pero yung depensa, isibol na lang yung spin. Kaya sayang yung mga ganun bowler. Depensa natin.
Sige.
Pinutol ko na. Pinutol ko na yung momentum.
13-5, Criss Cross doing it like how they finished in set number 2. This time it's a better start for them in set 3. Yung set 2 kasi sa bandadulo na sila humiwalay. But you know what, the narrative? Comparing it to round 1, it was also a slow start by Criss Cross to the point that they lost the first set versus 3B, but boy did they dominate after that. Only allowing a total of 38 points in the last 3 sets for 3B, as now they gave us a monster block. Echo Adahar.
Well, you would find some teams na madalas merong slow start, takes a while to pick up, but again, based on what we have seen from the King Crunchers, they can definitely turn things around.
14-5. Reception by Datu. It's Bartolome. Another guy who has transitioned. At some point, I covered him as a libero. Ngayon, outside hitter. Hindi rin ganun katangkaran, but he has had his moments from the left pin.
I think this is where we are seeing they really are doing some experiments when it comes to the position. We did hear earlier also during the interview how they will hold tryouts. I think ito yung way din nila to see what current players can do, what else they need to fill in to really beef up their lineup.
Oh, rising up was Luca Mamone. And a big smile from Echo Adahar. It was a wide open shot from the middle.
Perfect timing. It was like the ball being fed to him and clean score.
15-6. D-ball. Ooh, tough dig for Gupiteo. And a point for JV Ramos. JV has been the brightest star in this game for 3B.
Taking advantage of that single block.
Mamone reaching for it again. Slowing down mid-air and able to drop that ball. 16-7. Let's see some social media comments from Saba. Pakapogi naman ng coach ng 3B. Hashtag Spikersturf 2026. Ayan! Binabasa mo ng 3B team ang comment about their coach. Ito naman, ganda talaga ng depensa ni Nico. This is Nico Almendras getting some praise from, how do you read that? Louvel? Louvel.
Ayan, sige
Ito,
nga.
si Saba again.
Solid feelings.
Bongga po talaga. Gupiteo. That's Che Gupiteo. Ito na, medyo mahaba-haba. Zenitsu Yamate. 3B and CKC top performers in this match are Ramos and Gupiteo, respectively. Both products of the UST men's volleyball program. Interestingly, neither drew significant fanfare during their UAP stints, which raises the question, why? What's the answer?
Oo nga. Makes us think. Pero gusto ko yung nag-blush si coach eh.
Oo. Siyempre yun ang shining moment niya.
Oo. But you know, UST really has a very good volleyball program. We've seen that, you know, throughout the years, really very competitive. A lot of talents.
My theory is, well, if you have Josh Ibanez in the program, Josh Ibanez will get the recognition, obviously. Cupiteo did have his moments in the UAP. Maybe not like this.
But you know, I like to think also that different players iba-iba yung level niyan eh. And then some would peak later.
Oh, yes.
Diba?
Oh,
We've seen that also in women's na parang don't get much playing time in their collegiate teams, but
Tama.
really shining, here in the professional ranks.
Cupiteo,
Uy!
right on cue, shining again.
Even luck is on his side.
Ayun na nga, it's because also he spent so many years with beach volleyball kaya hindi siya siguro masyado napansin ng indoor volleyball fans. Only 1 year playing indoor UAAP volleyball. Oh! Sumanggit, challenged by Christian Olaez.
Olaez pretty quiet in the game today. Meanwhile, itong si Gupiteo, walang tahi-tahimik. 68% attack efficiency, 18 points here in this match.
It is 19-9. Bartolome. Yung defense ang sinasabi nila about Nico Almendras. Able to activate Mamone. And Criss Cross will get the point here. As now, Gian Glorioso will check in for the first time. And Pemi Bagalay will return to serve for Criss Cross. Si Pemi, dagdag sa listahan ng mga former beach volleyball stars for Criss Cross.
Now they will be tasked to do the finishing here in this set.
Criss Cross bench reacting to the serve of Pemi, but Christian Olaez will get that point.
Yun yung hinahanap natin from Olaez.
Olaez will check out here. Milanes will return. Down by 10 here in set number 3. Quinton, medyo nalayo yun. Almost worked out. Ooh! Pepito misread it. It's a point for JV Ramos, who the comment also mentioned as the star of 3B in this game. Again, to the extent of our knowledge, he was a part of UST's Team B. Oh! There's the other guy from UST, Shego Piteo with a hammer.
I think there will be a challenge.
Ball in, ball out.
Well, that was a tough angle, going down the line.
And it happened so fast, Ann.
It happened so fast. But happened right in front of the coaching staff of the event masters.
Yeah. Let's see kung nakita yun ng kanilang poging head coach.
Nag-blush si
according
coach
to social media.
I'm with challenges like this, sometimes I look at the reaction of the players. Kasi minsan makikita mo, sure ba o hindi ba? I think in this case, they aren't sure. There are also some challenges na hindi na tinutuloy because the other team would
aamin na sila,
aamin na sila kung may touch or whether in or out. But here,
that's out.
That is out, really out. It was a good challenge.
So, it is now 12-20. Kim Milanes serves. Reception Cupiteo. He gets it back. Nice dig by Kim. Datu cross. Pepito puts it up. Almost hit the light. Still good. The chase. Glorioso will send it. A chance ball. Guadalupe to the middle. And it's going to be outside for Guadalupe.
And he had a good target, but he was already looking at that side.
That would have been really good if that had gone in for Guadalupe. 21-12. Service long for Jaron Requinton. You know, I want to give credit as well to 3B. They were able to shuffle their players in this game. Give them one last exposure before they exit the open conference. It's going to be an off-the-block point for Gian Glorioso.
And I think at this point, they know that it is a non-bearing game, but they still want to challenge Criss Cross. But at the same time, you want to make this game hard-working for you also, and that's what they've done. Some changes in position, a lot of substitutions.
There's your prime example. Joshua Datu, libero all conference long. Now getting chances to serve as an outside hitter.
Serving for 3B is Joshua Datu.
Ooh, straight to the net. And now it's Colinares and Mamone returning.
You know, King Crunchers have been in the 20-point mark with the event masters only at 9 points. So, medyo mabagal, ano, the last, this tail end to be able to close it out. It's taking the King Crunchers a while. Gotta give credit to the event masters.
He's just scored their 15th point. That's Bartolome.
Score was earlier 20-9.
So the run is?
They've, well, may exchange, ano, they get 2 points and then the King Crunchers get it back. But I think even if it's a slow climb, what matters is that they're able to get closer.
So Piteo says, I'm hearing you, Ann. Sige na. Give the ball to me.
Bibilisan ko na. No, because it is taking a while. The finish is parang mailap yung sinasabi nila. Minsan, last point. Tulad niyan, it is the last point, pero parang ang ilap pa rin.
Yung mapapakamot ka na lang if you're Criss Cross.
Pati siya napakamot. They need the last point. But still very light atmosphere right here on the side of the King Crunchers.
Finisher. There you go. Jaron Requinton will score point number 25 in set number 3. It will be a straight set win for the Criss Cross King Crunchers. And this will be the 8th time that they will be able to do it in our preliminaries before they move on to the semifinals beginning on April 8th, where they will take on the Savage Spin Doctors. But for the 3B Event Masters, this will conclude their journey in the Spikers Turf 2026 Open Conference. We are happy that they returned. We are happy to see these faces, to also discover new talents, have some of them shine onto greater levels. In this game, people noticed JV Ramos. We already put out the name Christian Olaez as well out there. So we're very happy for them. Let's hope that they will be able to return stronger in the next conferences.
And you know, it's nice that they do have a platform to get this experience, to be able to play with you know, the top teams here in the country.
We'll take a short break. After that, we'll talk about stats and also present to you the best player of this game.
welcome back to the 2026 Spikers Turf Open Conference, where we are currently here with our best player of the game, none other than Che Cupiteo. Che, congratulations! Grabe, Criss Cross still undefeated, pero let's not go around it. Nung first set, medyo pinakaba nyo kami. So, talk to us through kung anong nangyari sa inyo nun at kung paano, anong tumatakbo sa isip mo nun para maibalik ang laban nyo at maipanalo ang first set and eventually the whole game.
For me po kasi, kanina sa first set, parang dibalanganin kami. So, tinagan ko lang po yung heart ko. Sabi nga ni Coach Tai, heart strong lang daw. So as a younger player, dapat gusto ko kasi maging role model din sa kanila na kailangan lalaban din ako hanggang dulo. So, nag-change po ako ng mindset na kaya ko talaga sila. Kaya ko. So, pag ninala ko yung pagiging champion ko sa beach volleyball na dapat tiwala sa sarili lang ganun.
At talaga nga namang nilaban nyo hanggang dulo. And now, congratulations again to Criss Cross. Grabe, clean sweep for the first 2 rounds. Pero syempre, the game is far from over. Meron pa tayong semifinals. So, anong dadalhin ng team na to heading into the next round?
Yung always namin sinasabi, yung pagiging family. Yung happy-happy lang daw. And pagiging matured sa court. And also, pagiging versatile na player. Kumaga, di ba may kanya-kanya kasi kaming sariling talent. So, once it combined, magiging perfect harmony. Parang ganun.
Yes, so talagang harmonious itong Criss Cross heading into the semifinals. Pero bago yun, Che, meron ka bang gustong batiin ng mga nanonood sa'yo?
So, mabati ko po. And I thank you, Sir Jonathan, Ribisco family, the Alliance, and also World Balance. And belated happy birthday for Kuya Ish. And sa pinakamaganda kong ate na si nanay, si Ate Guerrero, and for my family, love you all.
Ayan, so thank you so much and congratulations once again to Che and of course the rest of our defending champions, our Criss Cross King Crunchers, still undefeated. And that's all from us. Back to you, Migs and Ann.
Ayun, kung sino man yung kumurot kay Che Cupiteo, yun ang kanyang former teammate sa beach volleyball, si Coach Krum.
Ginugulo daw siya, moment niya eh.
Well, what a performance that was. She attributed yung heart strong niya, hindi ng loob, which he also developed in beach volleyball. Beach volleyball nga naman, dalawa lang kayo, di ba? Wala kayong choice kundi mag-perform.
You know, and you have to be very patient also no, sa larong yan. And then here, I think yun yung nakita natin sa kanya, consistency. He had very good numbers, 68% attack efficiency, and our numbers for that last set, yan, nakikita. Alam mo, Mix, binati mo talaga yung sa errors nila eh.
Criss Cross,
mas
sorry,
mataas, mas mataas. Si Mix yung may kasalanan. No? But kidding aside, I think the numbers would speak for their performance. Really dominant, no, their side. Pagdating sa attacking, sa blocking, they did score an ace also. Wala pa dyan yung, hindi ace, pero nahiraman i-set up ng event masters.
But then again, this is the win that they wanted for today. Criss Cross going undefeated into the semifinals, which will start on April 8th. So happy Holy Week, everybody. After that, ito na. Bakbakan na tayo. Top 4 in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. Capstars will begin versus Alpha Insurance, 3 p.m. in the Playtime Phil Oil Center. And then, of course, a lot of people are waiting for this matchup. Why not wait for it for April 8th, the showdown between Savage and Criss Cross happening at 5 p.m. So that concludes our preliminaries, the double round robin for the Open Conference of the Spikers Turf. Thank you for joining us. For Andre Mulyakanda and Fiona Bacani, my name is Migs Thomas. Thank you for joining us in 3B versus Criss Cross.